Living and non-living things. We see a wide variety of things around us. Some of them have life. Animals, plants, and human beings have life. They are all living things. Cars, trains, chairs, books, toys, rivers, and mountains have no life. They are all non-living things. All animals and plants are living things. Human beings are also living things. Living things can move, grow, breathe, eat, feel, and reproduce. Living things can move. We move from one place to another. For example, a cheetah runs in search of food for a deer. A bird flies in the sky. They all move on their own. We say living things can move on their own. Plants are also living things. But plants do not move on their own because they do not have to look for food. Green plants make their own food. A train runs like a tiger. An aeroplane flies like a bird. But train and aeroplane are not living things. Can you say why? This is because they cannot run on their own. We can say non-living things cannot move on their own. Living things can grow. Do your toys grow like you? No, they do not grow like you. But the things which have life can grow. Many years ago, your father was as young as you. Now, he has grown into an adult. Animals and plants also grow. We say all living things grow in size. Do you remember how a seed grew into a plant? Living things need food. Living things need to grow. Food gives us energy to work and move. Animals. Animals eat plants and flesh of other animals as food. Plants. Plants do not need to go in search of food. They make their own food in the presence of air, water, and light. Non-living things do not need food. Living things can breathe. All living things need air to breathe. We breathe through our nose. Animals also breathe through their nose. Several animals, like cockroaches, butterflies, and mosquitoes, breathe through air holes in their body. Plants take in air through tiny holes called stomata. Living things can feel. We can feel changes around us, such as hot and cold weather. What happens when you get an ice cream? You become happy. What happens when you get hurt? You feel pain. All of us can feel. You cry on being scolded. Like us, animals can also feel. You must have noticed that your pet dog wags his tail when you hug him. Have you seen a touch-me-not plant? It will close its leaves if you touch it. So, plants also feel. We say all living things can feel. A lotus flower opens out at sunrise and closes at night. Plants can also feel sunlight and grow towards it. Living things can reproduce. The process by which living things produce more of their own kind is called reproduction. A goat gives birth to kid. A cat gives birth to kittens. A hen lays eggs. A chick comes out from an egg. A caterpillar grows into a butterfly. So, all animals reproduce their young ones. Like animals, human beings also reproduce. A plant can also reproduce. A seed of gram can grow into a plant. We say all living things can reproduce. Some plants also give rise to new plants with the help of their roots, stems, or leaves. For example, carrot, money plant, and potato. Difference between living things and non-living things. Living things, non-living things. Living things can move. Non-living things cannot move on their own. Living things can grow. Non-living things cannot grow. Living things need air to breathe. Non-living things cannot breathe. Living things can reproduce. Non-living things cannot reproduce. Living things feel the changes around them. Non-living things cannot feel the changes around them. For example, plants, animals, human beings. For example, books, toys, pencils.